You're muted. Y'all are muted.
Hello and welcome to Le Bordeaux Sang, gentle viewers. This is a Vampire 20th Anniversary Edition actual play stream set in Bordeaux, France, using the Bordeaux by Night source books written by Secrets of the Masquerade. And for the next 3 hours, we invite you to our world of darkness. Let's do intros.
All right. My name is Wendy, and I will be playing the character of Marie.
I am Jim. I'm playing the character of Roland, and on his coffee mug is this phrase, "Sobriety is all right in moderation."
Love it.
I'm Emily. I'm playing the character of Geneviève, and her favorite coffee mug is just one that's decorated with like lots of stars and stuff, lots of like astrological symbols.
Hi, I'm Deanna. I will be playing Anais, and I guess my favorite coffee mug would just have to be Just Let It Go from Frozen.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Maybe next time we should do what the characters' signs are. Speaking of astrology.
God, no. Oh God.
And I am Gabe. I am the GM, and I get to play their consequences. And on my coffee mug, well, it says BAM, but it's not coffee.
Oh, and I guess my coffee mug would be insert eye roll here. I actually had that on a coffee mug, so let's go with that.
That's very Marie. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
For announcements, first off, of course, this is a horror game. This is not a power fantasy. So as much as we try to be good people in life, and we have our guest vamp who just showed up, can we bring them in?
Yes, we can. Hello.
Hello.
Sage. Everybody, this is Sage Stafford.
Yes.
Sage Stafford of, you may know them from such actual play streams as Adventure Maidens and The Rising Hunger. Sage, we are introducing who we are, IRL, who we're playing, and then what is on your character's favorite mug?
Sorry, as I kick over my water bottle. Hi, what's up? I'm Sage Stafford. Yes, I'm on the Venture Maidens, both running and playing in games, and I'm super happy to be here for my first ever Vampire the Masquerade game. I love White Wolf games in general, so it's really cool to be able to play one on stream with cool new friends. And today I am playing Hugo Laurent, a Giovanni necromancer. And what's the favorite thing on his mug? He probably would have a mug that would say like, don't talk to me until coffee level is at this much.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, this is so exciting. I'm very, very psyched about this. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm just soaked. Okay, coming down from that. Before we actually go too far, I just want to make sure we had some problem with my audio, me being, audible last stream. So if you have any problems hearing me, please give a shout out in the chat. I want to address any technical issues sooner rather than later. That said, what I was saying before, this is a horror game, not a power fantasy. We try to be good people in real life, but we are playing monsters, especially me. Let's see, possible content warnings include some gore. There might be some necromancy and dead bodies, as well as possible descriptions of the fallout from abusive relationships. But we'll see.
Also torture and mutilation.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, that's an ever-present ongoing. Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, we are into the body horror here.
Mm-hmm.
check out Secrets of the Masquerade's Bordeaux by Night source books that we are basing this game on. They're super cool. And of course, thank you to Secrets of the Masquerade, both for writing them and for being the mill for my grist. And just a wonderful, wonderful compatriot, kind of pulling all of the puppet strings here. I'm also going to plug that Le Bordeaux Sang seasons are happening in sets of 8 sessions. This is session 6 for us, so 2 more in, and we'll be taking a little break. And on that break, I'm going to be running a game of Visigoths versus Molgoths by Lucian Kahn. And not only Molgoths is not a nostalgia romp enough for me. I'm going to be setting it in Jim Henson's The Labyrinth. So we need players for that. If you have any interest, please hit me up, DM_Shatterwave on Twitter. I would love to have a more diverse cast than just my natural market and my usual group of friends. That would be really cool. So if you have an interest, please hit me up. It'll be a short 2 or 3 sessions game before we hop back onto Le Bordeaux Sang for season 2. Anything else before we get going with the creepy?
I am arranging something. Project's going to be coming out in a few weeks. I'm going to be co-hosting a podcast about the Terry Pratchett's Discworld series called The Unseen Idiots. And so if you like books and you like fantasy and you like comedy and you like 4 people just talking about Discworld and you love Terry Pratchett, keep an eye out on that. You'll get an update on it on my Twitter, which is at the Wendy Dirt at Twitter. So
cool. Anything else before we jump on? Great. So let's tell a story about vampires. Being undead makes the accumulation of physical wealth, of money, a trivial matter of patience. Do the right things with a few bucks or few francs, or these days euros, and eventually you will have many more of them. And all you have to do is keep yourself in just enough vitae to see the returns start pouring in. So money is a paltry triviality to most kindred. What matters, though, is influence. What matters is access. And for this reason, what kindred care more about than money is favors. Favors lent, favors performed, favors owed. Old kindred will hold on to favors of all varieties and sizes for centuries, just to say they have something over someone else. In these modern nights, though, especially for younger kindred, many favors are not held on to so dearly. They're cashed in for convenience. They're cashed in for survival. And so it is we begin with a favor owed. The previous night, Marie Suzette and Anaïs had made the acquaintance of Caterina Giovanni as part of the Immortal Women's Club, where Caterina had informed them, for the cost of a favor owed, that she had in fact been in contact with a member of the Sabbat in Bordeaux, a man named Federico. And according to his description that Caterina gave, and Anaïs's time as ghoul to Alicia Vandenstree, a local harpy, Anaïs was able to put 2 and 2 together, and that let everyone else know, much to Suzanne's chagrin, Suzanne being the other member of the Immortal Women's Club, that Alicia and Federico were romantically involved. Tonight, after a few meetings with important people and a little bit of personal research, the coterie find themselves called upon by Katerina to cash in that favor she is owed. She has asked Marie and Anaïs and any friends they wish to bring to a little bar simply called the Grotto, further west off of Rue Sainte-Catherine, the main artery of the old city in Bordeaux. And it's a scruffy little local bar with tons of wine lining one wall, where a local will bring a 3-liter jug and fill it for €2. And when they arrive, they find not only the well-dressed and well-made-up Katerina, but also another individual, a man they don't recognize, with dark skin, dark beard, and a fantastic pompadour.
Katerina, these are these individuals you have spoken so highly about.
Yes, my new friends. Please come. Katerina beckons you all to a table, one of the few actual tables in the place. Most people are sitting and eating, olives and charcuterie, some cheese, on top of barrels, actually. But this is actually a fair-sized table for a group of your size.
Good evening.
Well,
And when you all show up, what do you do?
I kind of get a lay of the place, and then I look over at Roland, and I'm just like, I don't know what's going on. I'm nervous about everything right now, ever since you're running at the hospital. So, what are the most immediate escape routes around here?
Well, these places always have fire exits. But the last thing I want to do is make the prince mad again because someone accidentally stubbed their toe.
He's such an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. I cannot get over. I mean,
I wish I still had a digestive system so I could shit in his bed.
seriously.
Well, glad to know I'm not the only one that's had a bad experience with him now.
I mean,
no.
Force of life, you can activate all kinds of autonomic systems.
Well,
It's not the same.
No, he's really interested in not even seeing any logic, and I have a feeling that he wants us gone because he wouldn't approach each of us under such stupid circumstances as we didn't want us gone. Sorry,
Yeah.
but he confronted you about something that was completely unavoidable, and then he tried to threaten me with something that was completely Alicia's fault, so...
Well, he's a Ventru prince. If he can't swing his dick around, what can he do?
No, I think it's more than that. This would have happened much earlier if it was merely a case of measuring dicks. All right, and then
Yeah, well, we should.
then I look over and I'm like, I believe that's them over there.
Right. All right.
Katerina weighs you all down, and as you approach, what do Katerina and Hugo see?
So hovering near the back with Roland is a tiny little thing with black hair with pink tips. She's dressed in what is she wearing tonight? Nice clothes but casual. Probably not somebody who spends a lot of money or attention on the fashion labels here, but rather just what looks nice. Anything else notable? She's looking over at the table and especially at Hugo and Katerina with a mix of interest and who the hell are these assholes?
Entirely appropriate.
Should we all give descriptions
Yeah,
of
please.
how we look? Marie is wearing a vintage Chanel blouse and mid-length red trousers, and black heels and black Prada heels, and she's wearing a gold earrings and gold necklace with studded with diamonds, and she is basically Not too. She's darting around and looking. She's shifting a little bit right now. She's a little more paranoid tonight, and it's kind of obvious. And she doesn't really care if people say that it's obvious.
Anais?
Did we all go? Okay, sorry. So Anais is wearing Thierry Mugler 1995 polka dot dress. You know her wigs are still on and everything, and she's basically doing everything similar to everybody. Is kind of curious of like who's over there. This person looks kind of attractive, but we'll see how it goes. And all that. Hopefully, they'll give her something sweet, and that's it.
And Roland is a very tall, red-headed Irishman, very solidly built, wearing an olive green. Now it's an olive green trench coat that is probably about 100 years out of date or so. He looks very clearly like he's been in several fights. A nose that's obviously been broken, a scar over his eyebrow. You probably might even see a burn or two on his collarbone. He looks. His default expression is usually halfway between depressed and disappointed, but he kind of looks a little bit more business angry. Let's say is probably the best way to describe that.
Dig it.
Katerina herself has her trademark Italian black hair swept off to the side over one shoulder. She has dangly, sparkly gold earrings with a triangle of diamonds in them, an alluringly low pendant. She's wearing a black dress with a deep V cut that seems, well, you're not exactly sure how or where it ties, but the fabric and cut are pretty slinky. Slingback heels and a jacket with the sleeves that puff slightly up. It's probably very expensive, whether or not you like the look of it. And not to deny you the pleasure, Sage, what's Hugo looking like, aside from a snack?
Oh boy. A whole dish of olives. No, so Hugo is always impeccably dressed. This evening, he is wearing a very finely tailored gray Armani suit, which looks like it was just made for him, with a pair of black matching square-toed Italian loafers to go with. This hair perfectly coiffed back.
All right, so maybe when Jenny looks at Hugo, it's more on the "who's this" rather than the "who are these assholes."
Katerina, as I mentioned, beckons you all over and asks you to please sit. There is a decanter of something dark red on the table, and she pours you all a glass. Please sit. Let's not waste time. Let's get to why we're all here.
Jenny will sit and take her glass, but she'll just give it the wine swirl. She doesn't actually take a sip of it.
Sorry, Marie doesn't give a fuck. She drinks it.
Katerina says, "I assure you, it's quite safe."
Is it bitter? How does it taste?
Just not
like blood.
So, no sweetening or anything in it?
It has not been sweetened.
Okay, yeah. Anais just gets in her bag. Her bag that she takes. like a box of sugar, pours it in there.
Little Splenda packet.
Oh my
Anybody else
God.
want one?
You're my
Anyone else?
grandmother. You bring your own Splenda.
Oh my god.
Marie looks at like NA's kind of jealously.
Did you want one? I mean, I have a lot.
I can't do that, sweetheart.
All right.
Hugo, it is. Anais's odd affectation is very noteworthy because with the embrace, most kindred at least cannot readily eat anything. They can't consume anything except blood. They'll even spit up water again. But she just sweetened her tea, as it were.
Yeah, Hugo definitely raises like a curious eyebrow, and will look to her and will extend like a very gentle, like gracious hand for, a sweet lady handshake. Will be like, I enjoy a lady who knows what she likes.
He's a smoothie.
And will offer his hand to the rest of you and say, bonsoir, I am Hugo. Katharina has told me you all that you have some interest here in the city that you all would like some assistance with.
Whew. Who wants to start?
I do, says Katerina.
We're all ears, darling.
Well, the matter at hand is quite simple. We are investigating a possible way to help the local court perhaps get in touch with one of its recently lost members. To do that, though, we need to determine what possible people or objects this individual was close to in life.
Or unlife, as it were.
As you like. Either way, we're all in the skin lens on this side of the shroud. Anyway, the individual is Thomas de Rieu. We, of course, as she kind of looks at Hugo, have limited access to the members of the court and any ready information that might exist and be available about Thomas. Other than that, we know he was particularly close with Claudia Vonigny, who I believe is of Clan Tremere, and Neve Rossetti of Clan Ventru.
And my ears perk up at that. Interesting. Neve is the one who introduced me to the city.
Oh, really? Well, I'm sure she would be happy to help you with this matter then.
Here's hoping.
It is entirely possible that these individuals might also themselves, their physicality, be able to assist in, frankly, rescuing Thomas from what we understand is a very unfortunate predicament in the underworld.
Yes.
What kind of predicament?
We understand that he is currently held captive and possibly enslaved by an old, powerful ghost.
Sorry, when you say the underworld, do you mean like an actual place?
He means the literal underworld, as in under the city.
Oh, okay, all right. No, yep.
Very
Sorry, new to
deeply
this.
under the city. You know,
Got it.
you know the sewers. The warden's under the sewers.
Right, gotcha. I didn't know if whatever.
Sure. That. Why not?
You said ghost.
Yes.
Great.
All right then.
Like a real ghost.
Yes.
What
Those
other kind of
exist.
ghost is there? Well, that's a silly question, isn't it?
A little
Look,
bit.
I've already given myself away. Look, I was embraced like yesterday, basically. So bear with me here a little bit.
Well, I will not. Katerina can use. Well, I will not sell short my own facility with necromancy. Hugo is certainly the more puissant mystic between us. I think it would be prudent to take him with you. he will have more of an ability to grasp what might be useful in our pursuit of rescuing Tomas' ghost.
Sensible enough. How do you want us to take care of this problem?
Well, once we find something that he was connected to in life, I am able to bring him under my own control.
All right, then. You're looking for essentially a grab job, then.
I would more describe this at the moment as reconnaissance. As much as I would have liked to be more helpful in your pursuit of the Sabbat, I was only able to provide information. Help us identify some of Tomas' fetters, and we'll be square. If you, of course, would like to assist further than that, I'm sure that commensurate favors could be arranged.
Oh, we'd very much like to, but I'm not. Unfortunately, we can't make any promises. We'll try. I'm willing to try, but we have a lot on our plate at the moment. A lot.
Well, that is one of the nice things about necromancy. It is quite versatile.
While I am here at your disposal as we search for these fetters, if there is anything else that you require assistance with, disposing of individuals, tracking down others, speaking with the dead is all within my wheelhouse, as it were.
You can speak with the dead.
Yes.
That
Not.
that does offer an opportunity for our investigation.
It really does.
All right.
Would let me ask you something. What would you need to speak to a particular person? Any chance? I think did you say that a personal item would be useful in that regard?
It certainly helps if you have anything, a piece of their corpse, something that they are owned. I at the very least need to know their name.
What
What
about
about
the dress that they were wearing when they died?
Oh, that will be quite good, I think.
Yeah, Katerina kind of half coughs, half laughs at that. Yes, that would do nicely.
Might even give me a -1 to my roll, as they say.
And clearly, this particular Giovanni has also been hanging out with the Malkavians and speaks nonsense on occasion.
Well, you live long enough, you're bound to acquire a few mental quirks, such as it were. Anyway, all right, let's see what we can do. Give us all the information you have on this Tomas guy so we know where to start looking so we can get these fetters that you're talking about.
Katerina says, I'm afraid that is really as much as I know.
Looks like we'll have to talk to Nev then.
Mm-hmm. I'll text her now, and I text Nev. I tell her it's urgent. I tell her
we
we
try
need to talk
talking
about
to
it.
Claudia too, but I don't. It's
She
not
seems
high on
kind of
my list.
reticent to speak to us.
Yeah,
I
Like I
mean,
said,
And
not on my
I'd
list.
rather deal with Nev than her.
there is something in the back of Jenny's mind that makes maybe going back to the Regent seem appealing.
I'm sure there is.
Well, we can split up
Ginny
if you
kind of
like.
flinches. I could go back to the Regent if we want to split up, but maybe let's see what Nev says first.
I guess so. I mean, I don't think splitting off is too horrible, but I do think that maybe for the time being, given recent events, it's best if we do not travel alone anymore, completely alone anymore.
Probably a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Buddy system, I think they kind of call it this these days.
Yes, Hugo, you are familiar with the buddy system. You insist upon Solomon never going anywhere without a buddy.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Usually it's Teo, to which he sighs resignedly. Okay, so what do you do?
Do we want?
So I'm sorry, you did text Nev. There is no immediate response.
Okay. Do any of us have Claudia's number? I guess I can ask that in character. Do any of us have Claudia's number?
Not me.
As a matter of fact, no.
Okay.
I do not have her. I do not have her number, but I received some information because I was also looking to speak with her as well about her sort of hangout spots.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, she's probably at the Regent. That's out of character. She was the person who greeted us the first night.
Correct.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Brought you to your rooms and got you snacks.
Yeah. She'll probably be right there at the Regent. We may as well just all go there while we wait for Nev to answer. No reason not to, right?
Exactly.
All right.
I suppose.
It was lovely meeting you, Katerina. Thank you.
Thank you, Katerina. I'll get you in touch very soon.
She waves and says, cousin, I believe you're in excellent hands. I look forward to great things. And then she gets up, leaves the decanters of blood on the table, and gives you a little finger wave. Ciao.
Marie takes a look and sees how much blood is left in the decanters.
At this point, there's probably only a half liter total left.
It's still useful. Anybody have a canteen?
Jenny still hasn't touched hers, so she slides it over to Marie.
Excellent.
They have bottles for sale here at the bar. So you could readily get a green glass bottle and fill it.
All right. Yeah, I still fill up the canteen, but I also go and I go and buy a bottle for each of us just in case. Rounds on me, everybody.
Thank you.
Safekeeping.
I'm sorry. I meant that they just had empty bottles. Do you want to buy bottles of?
Oh, okay.
I
thought that's what you meant.
Oh, sorry. No.
Okay.
They can. So, in addition to what's on the table, they can fill 2 more bottles for you.
All right. Well,
clearly you're friends with Katerina. You know what's going on. They know what's going on.
All right. Anybody else have a flask or anything? All right.
Okay.
Well, if we have to split up tonight, we're going to split up into 2 parties. Is that all right with everybody?
That's fine.
All right.
Just okay. So before we head over to the Regent, if talking to Claudia is fine, if Lyle comes in the room, I'm just gonna leave. So just throwing that out there right now.
Good instincts.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with whatever it is that he did to me, and I'm not. Yeah, I don't want to risk giving away anything that we've done or anything, so I'm just gonna leave the room.
All right, that's perfectly acceptable. But is anybody willing to go with her? Seriously, I can't stress enough.
I mean, not leave the hotel, just leave the room.
All right.
I'll go to the. Well, I guess going to the bathroom doesn't work as an excuse anymore, does it?
No.
It would be funny.
Yeah.
You gotta powder your nose. You gotta look fresh.
Yeah, exactly.
Why don't you just pretend to break a nail?
Or I'll just go have a smoke. Yeah,
There
whatever.
you go. Hugo, but of course, if you are comfortable, I would be willing to help keep an eye out.
Sure. Yep.
Although I think it might be valuable to have you here. Have you with us when we're talking to Claudia.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm happy to talk to Claudia. Like I said, it's just that, look, Lyle did something to me. I don't know what he did. I imagine it's something. He put something in the blood I drank this evening. And he's got some kind of hold on me. So I don't want to deal with seeing him eye to eye.
Yeah, I think
would
all the more
sound
reason, all the
immediately-
more reason all the more reason that we need to stick together to
Mhm.
some extent.
I'm just going to point out that sounds immediately familiar to Marie, Roland, actually to everybody else. Drinking blood, giving someone a hold over you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, he slipped you a Mickey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that I've never been drugged before, but this one's even worse. So yeah,
Oh yes, it's much worse.
it's so much worse, and I'm really, really, really mad. So the two responses that I could have if he were in the room were whatever mental control stupid shit that he has on me, or just going apeshit. So
Yeah. Roland, if we have to split up, I recommend that you go with Jenny.
Can do.
All right.
Hugo said he'd go with me too.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah. Just be aware you can't trust blood mages as far as you
Isn't someone
throw
the popular girl?
Got Yeah, no, I didn't think so, and then yeah, I know. I've learned my lesson. I'm not drinking bagged blood at the Regency anymore.
No, that's not a good idea.
we could get back at this Lyle if you are so interested.
I am so interested. What is on your
Ye-
mind?
Well, I might have a way to be able to paralyze them, leave them a little defenseless for a time.
I'll think on that. I think he's like important, so I don't want to get you in trouble.
He's
just
regent of
because-
he's regent of the local chantry. If we act against him openly, if we do anything like that, unfortunately we are already on watch right now, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but we do not have time for any well, it's not petty, but it will be seen as petty revenge.
Right.
It's not a good
let's-
idea.
Yeah, let's
Just-
get walking.
Also, he's the owner of the place we're currently staying. So
Mm.
Just to throw it out there, to those of you with more devious minds, it would also occur to you that Hugo is Giovanni. He's an outsider. And there is a certain degree of plausible deniability there.
Yeah, but if anybody spots us, but I want to point out that if anybody spots us palling around with him, it wouldn't be hard for anybody to make the connection.
Oh, sure.
And I wouldn't be shocked, and I would not be shocked if there's some people keeping an eye on us. In fact, I look at Roland and I look at Annie's. Any chance you guys could put some feelers out there and keep an eye?
Kitty.
Cats are welcome in this game. It's okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you folks make your way up to the Regent. It is clear night, actually, relatively warm, and it's an easy walk from the grotto where you met Katerina and Hugo. The Regent is across the street, basically, from Le Grand Théâtre. The plaza between them is long, marble, and glossy, with gas lamps that have been retrofitted to take LEDs that maintain the yellow hue, the soft lighting of a bygone era. The Regent has tall columns out front, and this part of town is money.
Mm-hmm.
You walk into a almost opulent lobby from the hotel. And what do you do?
I scout around looking for, just trying to see who's here, see if I can feel anything out. In fact, I look at Anise and I say to her, "Your aspects is pretty decent, isn't it?"
Yep.
Can you, I know this may sound odd, but any chance you might be able to feel around a bit? See if there's any ill will towards us right now, especially around here? More than usual, I mean.
If you would
Valid.
like to make a perception plus awareness roll, not alertness, but awareness.
Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so let's get our D10 here.
What's the difficulty?
And this is going to be a 7.
Oh, okay.
You're trying to read the general situation in a large area for specific individuals who may cause you harm or may intend you harm that you have no other reason to suspect. It's not easy.
All right. I got 1 success, a 10. So.
Oh, yeah, okay. You're very confident that 2 people behind the desk have taken note of you entering. One of whom actually Jenny recognizes because she fed on him the other night. He was room service.
Right. Okay, so Jenny will walk on up to him and say,
Oh, sorry, just one more detail I want to add. Anais, of course, as with many hotels, the hotel bar and restaurants are easily accessible from the lobby. And you see at the restaurant seated both Josephine Allard, your old friend, and Alicia Vandenstream.
Hmm.
And they are sitting together with 2 other people, one of whom is in a chef's taupe, the jacket, and another one is dressed in a fine suit with a name tag. So clearly they work here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, Jenny, what were you saying?
Jenny's gonna go up to the guy that she met the room service from the other night, and just kind of give him a charming little smile and say, "Hey, do you know if Claudia's in?"
Claudia, yeah, I believe so. If you'll excuse me, just a moment, I can page her.
If you don't mind, I'd love it. Thanks.
No, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Happy to help. And he seems very fond of you, which is a little bit odd because you're pretty sure there's no reason he would remember.
Okay, interesting. All right.
But he gets on the phone momentarily. He says, if she's in the building, she would have heard that, I think, or someone who knows where she is would have heard that. If you folks wouldn't mind waiting in our seating area, I'm sure she'll be down in just a minute if she's here at all.
Thank you. You are wonderful. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And kind of skips away back to the rest of the group. Says, all right, if she's here, she'll be back down in a minute. If she's not, then I don't know what we'll do.
Well, how long we can't wait forever. Like, we don't know.
He paged her. So, I mean, give it a few minutes, like the time it would take for somebody to walk down to the lobby.
Anais, how do you feel about seeing Alicia with Josephine sitting on the same side of a table, being all friendly and stuff?
Alicia who?
Okay,
I don't know her.
Okay, so are we putting on the like, I don't know this person,
Yes.
la 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 la? Okay, so
I don't know her.
Okay, but how does she feel about it?
Just kind of surprised, but kind of surprised, angry, all of that. Not wanting to deal with this shit right now. Kind of vibes. Like I don't feel like it.
Give me a self-control roll. Difficulty 5.
Okay. Let's see. Where did my character sheet go? Oh, here it is. Okay, self-control. Where would that be on the sheet?
I'm sorry, it should be toward the bottom, and I forget exactly.
Oh, 3.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it. Okay. What was the difficulty?
We're gonna go with 6 for this. You have strong feelings about Alicia.
I got 3 successes.
Holy shit! Okay. Your beast. Have you ever seen a cat on a leash?
Yeah.
Okay. Your beast is pulling toward them like a cat on a leash. I want to go this way.
I'm gonna
You,
lean
of
over a
course,
bit.
are holding the other end of the leash and quite firmly.
I'm gonna lean over and put my hand on her shoulder, and I'm like, "Are you all right?"
I look over her like flinching, like, I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. It's fine. It's fine.
That
Um,
friend of yours over there or something?
Ah!
Okay, got it. Message received. I'll just
that was perfect.
Jenny sits back on the chair, pulls out her phone. Got it.
Just a few minutes later, actually, medium height woman with kind of a thin face, in that she is kind of thin, with sharp cheekbones and a very sharp chin. Imagine me if I had lost some weight and was much prettier. And a high ponytail over the rest of her loose hair, in what you almost kind of think of as a schoolgirl outfit, with the knee length, like just above the knee length skirt, with matching suspenders, very practical lace up boots, and knee high socks. Enters the lobby from the elevator, and most of you, of course, recognize her as Claudia. And she comes up to you all and she says, "Good evening. How may I help you?" And she's paying
Who wants-
particularly close attention to Hugo, the one she doesn't recognize.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. You are this famous Claudia I have heard of, I presume.
I certainly hope not, but it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. And you are?
Hugo Laurent. We have heard about the recent and tragic passing of Thomas, and wanted to make some inquiries about how we might alleviate his terrible situation.
I'm sorry, his terrible situation?
Can I try to do a read on her? Like, to gauge her reaction to see if it's sincere, like she's acting surprised, but I don't know. I don't trust her as far as I can
perception
throw.
plus empathy, difficulty 5.
All right, 3.
Actually, I'm sorry, what would your dice pool for that be?
5.
Yeah, you can read that she is being quite sincere. She is kind of shocked and put off that someone would just so bluntly bring Thomas up to her, with her. But the mention of him in some kind of terrible situation has her shocked and very concerned.
And then I'm just like, oh shit. And I look around.
Hugo, she is also allowing you, like, she extended her hand for a handshake when she was meeting you, and your words have taken her entirely off guard. And if you would like to use any particular touch-based disciplines on her, you would be able to at this point.
All right, let me read the sheet.
Perhaps something in the cenotaph path.
Oh, okay. Yes. What would be the touch of death? Let's see. Yes, yes. And so, you see as he kind of adjusts his necktie, it's like bright, like blood red necktie that he's wearing, and will grasp her hand like ever so gently as he begins to like sort of cradle it with this other one. And yes, he'll use his touch of death. So to be able to, having suspected that this person is a victim of ghostly influence, let's see, roll perception awareness.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. See if she's being haunted. Perception.
Oh my goodness. This is going to be so interesting.
All right, 6. Ooh, that's hot damn! That's 4 successes.
Holy fuck me.
Wow. So I
Okay.
can tell. Yeah, from the last day, detect ghost touch and use of ghostly powers.
Yeah. So actually, I believe that many successes extends to a week. But anyway.
Oh, five successes is a week, it says.
Oh, okay. You are confident that she is haunted. There is at least one ghost who is regularly in her presence. You kind of wonder if maybe there aren't more for some reason. And actually, with that many successes, I would also, this is a little bit outside of the purview of that particular power, but she has some strong personal connection to at least one ghost.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, sweet. And you see he kind of suppresses a shiver for a moment, and it says, I do apologize for bringing this up in such a situation. Perhaps if we could go somewhere quiet and private to talk?
Of course, come with me. And she stalks off into the elevator. She opens a little hidden panel under the floor numbers. She presses a blank white button. The elevator moves. You're not sure which direction it's going in.
Mm.
I assume everyone went with.
Yeah, for sure. If it looked like we were welcome, then Jenny would have followed. Yeah.
As long as we can all fit in the elevator.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a nice hotel. The elevators are big. The elevators are big.
Elevators.
So the doors open again onto a floor that looks much like the rest of you are very familiar with, lined with what look like hotel room doors. She picks one. You're not sure if it's at random or just very habitual, but she unlocks it with a key, with a large key that she takes out of a pocket. This skirt has pockets. And she leads you all inside, and it is a sitting room at a living room like you have seen in some of the other hotel room suites. She says, please sit.
I sit, but I'm like glancing around because I don't trust the people as far as I can throw them. And I kind of look over at Hugo, and I'm like, and I don't say anything, but I like kind of give him a look. That's obviously like, okay, what did you get off of her? And if he wants to answer with anything, like not verbally, but like with a look or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll give a glance in your direction and give a very small nod of affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
She sits, smooths her skirt under her, folds her hands on her knees, and says, what do you know about Tama?
First of all, let me, as a funeral director, let me give my professional and personal regards for your recent loss. It seems that dear Thomas has wound up in a situation in the afterlife that his spirit has not been able to rest, as it were.
He's a wraith?
Oui. Being controlled by a powerful and dark entity.
Have you Have you spoken with him?
I have not. We all came here in order to find you, to be able to locate a fetter of his so that we may contact him.
I I know only a small amount of information, real information about ghosts and the underworld. When you say fetter, what do you mean?
It's something that they have an intense tie to, something that anchors them to the material world, that keeps them here, present.
Tuma was my dear friend. He was part of my coterie with Laure Nouveau and Jérôme Lehine. He was a harpy at court. Is it possible that one of us was something he might be attached to?
Certainly, yes. You are being haunted by him, quite frankly.
I'm sorry, he's held captive but haunting me?
It is a strange situation that happens. I'm not sure for what purpose this individual has effectively enslaved him, but it is very clear from just touching your hand that I could tell that he was very close to you.
So could I be one of his fetters? One of his links?
GM, out of character.
The impression that you got off of that particular power suggests that maybe the second level, which I believe you also have, would
Yes.
confirm or deny it, like
Okay.
Also,
solidly, and
would any of
may
this-
also give you some other information. The Touch of the Dead, the first level of the Cenotaph Path, is very broad information. The second level, since the Catine, not canteen, Catine, gives you more specific information.
Great. Okay. Cool. So, sorry, Marie. What did you want to say?
I was just wondering. I'm gonna do a. Okay, so you said intelligence plus occult. I'm also gonna get kind of a look at that. All right, 8. Sorry. Only 2 successes.
Okay, but that is enough for you to get some good information. What exactly are you looking for here?
If she's, is there any way? I guess if there's any way we can use her to maybe even connect through not only to Tomas, but maybe even get a glimpse of whatever's controlling him. If there,
connections with ghosts are very individual. So as much as that sort of line of contagion would work for general hermetic magic, because, you know, she is connected to Ma, who would be connected to whatever is controlling him or has him imprisoned or whatever, that sort of hermetic link would work generally. Ghosts follow slightly different rules. You could get, if you had a more direct connection to Tama, it is possible, you suppose, using necromancy to like see through his eyes or something, or know what he knows. But you would not be able to do that through this intermediary link of Claudia. You would need a more direct link to him.
All right. I look at Claudia and I say, look, you guys shared a coterie. Any chance you could get us access to his haven, his things? We might be able to more quickly discover who's doing this or what's doing this.
I suppose I could, yes. I would want to discuss this with Laure, at least. Jerome is so distracted right now. But I can see what she thinks, if you like.
That would be very good. It's pretty. I think it might be really imperative if we want to see Tomaz be free, whatever this is. The key might be might be that exactly. And if you don't feel comfortable bringing us directly there, if you could go there yourselves and possibly find something there that could be something he carried with him a lot, maybe a journal, something like that, that would be very helpful.
I'll see what I can do for you. Thank you for bringing this up with me. I deeply appreciate it. And if we can free Toma and perhaps help him find rest or just to live, to spend his afterlife freely, I will owe you all a great debt.
And Hugo will give a very solemn nod of like of understanding and like compassion.
Anais, I'm going to point something else out to you. When Claudia was saying that she doesn't know so much about ghosts and whatever, you got the distinct impression that maybe she was lying.
Ooh. Pretty vampire lying, as we all do.
I know, right? It's the one thing you can be sure of with vampires. They lie.
Trying
They
to
lie.
see.
But that said, she says, I speak with Laure right now. If you don't mind if I show you all out to the lobby again. We try not to leave visitors in this part of the hotel on their own.
Understandable. Yes.
She stands and she extends her hand to Hugo again and says, "Thank you."
As a quick aside, how long is 3 turns?
Considering that you had already used Touch of the Dead on her, it would I would abbreviate the length of time that takes.
Okay. And so he'll go and he'll take her hand very gently again, and he'll use the reveal the catine. Catine.
Catene, if it's
Catene.
Latin, but I'm not sure. I didn't do that research. I'm afraid now that power will be forever known in this game as reveal the canteen.
I like it. Let's go with it. Putting ghosts in flasks. All right, let's see. Where's my character sheet? All right, so that's perception and occult. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, sweet. Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6. Difficulty 7. Ooh, that's 4 successes.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, you have all the luck tonight.
Man, I'm never getting rid of these d10s. So that gives me. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Successful, the kindred determines whether the object holds any significance to the ghost, and with 3 or more successes, the identity of at least one such ghost.
She is a fetter for 2 different wraiths, one of which is definitely Thomas.
Okay. Intrigue 2 ghosts. This is getting more and more sus. And as he sort of like takes in this information, he is like just holding this almost uncomfortable amount of eye contact with her as before he lets go of her hand kind of abruptly and goes and will immediately dip into his inside pocket of his jacket and pull out a business card and say, if you should need anything else for all matters ghostly and otherwise.
I I appreciate that. Thank you. If you will, please. And she tries to show you all out the room now.
Cool beans.
I look at the others and I go, let's find ourselves a cafe at least a few, or a bar at least a few blocks from here. Shall we?
Sounds good to me.
She takes you back in the elevator. It moves. You're not sure what direction in, and opens up again onto the lobby.
Yeah. And that's what I say, the thing, after she's gone.
Mm-hmm. And as you are exiting, you see out of the hotel restaurant come Alicia, Josephine, and the chef, and whoever it was that works for the hotel that they were speaking with, and everyone's shaking hands and saying how nice it was to meet everyone, and we'll be in touch, and wrapping up some kind of meeting about something. And across the lobby, Josephine sees Anais and excuses herself. And at that point, everyone is also quite certain that Alicia also sees Anais, but does not approach.
Even so, I think I'm going to step in between her and Anais, because I do not.
I'm sorry, between Josephine or between...
No, between... Like, I'm stepping within Alicia's eye line, basically.
Anais just keeps walking.
So clearly.
I'm sorry?
She smiles.
Anais just keeps walking.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right,
I
bet Gabe,
And Anais, what are you saying?
She just keeps walking.
You don't... So you like try to walk past Josephine?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Alicia just smiles when she sees Marie so clearly, like a cat that got the mouse. And
I'm smiling right back at her.
Josephine,
as far as I'm concerned, Alicia's latest little ploy told me way more about, like, some pretty good information about her. So I gleaned a lot of really good information about her.
Genevieve and Hugo, you have no idea what the fuck is going on.
I was just about to say.
But
no fucking clue.
There is history here.
Yeah.
There is tension.
There's an energy in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hugo's just looking at Genevieve like, shrug?
Jenny like shrugs and like kind of lowers her voice and says, "Is this what kindred life is like? Like, is this like all the time?"
I mean, it's much worse.
Yeah. Genevieve, like the only experience you have had in your existence to compare this to is like drama at a middle school dance.
Oh, right. Yeah. No. Yeah, this is completely out of her wheelhouse.
Yep. Anais walking past Josephine, she turns and says, "Excuse me."
So she says, okay. She stops and turns back and kind of just smiles like, hey. She took too long and she keeps walking.
Damn.
And I'm gonna like put a hand as we're walking away. I'm putting a hand on Anais's shoulder, and I'm like, okay, this is not good. Like, so
And
I'm just.
She yells across the lobby, "You're gonna get it tomorrow night, Missy."
What was that?
Yeah, what was that? And I turn around at that. I'm stopping short. Roland, are you stopping short too?
Oh yeah, no. Roland's going up to her. How tall is Josephine? I mean, isn't Roland like a foot taller than her?
Yes, actually, he is.
And I now I've got like both hands on Anais's shoulder, and I'm glaring daggers. I'm trying to give the most devastating look towards her right now as I possibly can. Like I am.
Go ahead.
I'm like genuinely trying to scare her because I have no time for this shit right now.
Jenny is still hanging back with Hugo and leans over and is like, I still can't quite tell if they're enemies or lovers or both. So I don't.
It is my experience that it is usually both. That is why I have a quiet house out in the countryside.
Honestly, after my night tonight, that sounds fucking ideal.
So just to make sure I've got the scene correct, Marie Suzette is standing protectively over Anais, glaring daggers at Josephine, who is a woman medium height, very French-looking with a side shave. And Roland has basically gone right up to her.
Yeah.
I
I didn't hear you. Could you say that again?
said that she was
No.
get it tomorrow. We're having dinner. Anais, your friend is scaring me.
Good.
That's the. I look at her. I call her. That was the intent, darling.
Okay, I'm gonna go away now. She looks like around Roland at Anais and is kind of confused and hurt. She backs up from him and makes a wide path around the coterie, around Anais, to the front door. And she doesn't actually, she walks straight past Alicia and the two people they were meeting with and just leaves, stalks out. And Alicia calls out, "Charming as always to see you all," and leaves.
So, did we just make some enemies? What was that all about? You're muted.
Oh, honey, one of those ladies is already on that list. As for the other, let's just say the first one, Little Miss, lovely to see you as always. She's enough of an enemy where Miss Josephine over there fraternizing with her really does not say good things.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna go have a smoke. Are we gonna go to the cafe then?
Everything good, Anais? You good?
later.
All
Let's
right.
just get a drink.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're welcome to go where you please.
Yeah, like let's go to a. I say I'm like looking at the others. I'm like, let's try a bar a fair amount away from here.
There are several options, including El Bodegon, Lace. If you don't mind going across the river, there's Venom and Rose. There was another bar, another bar that Genevieve's friends own on the.
Rosé.
Yeah, Pink. Rose.
Yeah.
There's that. There's Venom, and then there's one more that I keep forgetting the name of. Anyway.
Yeah, the ones related to Genevieve are Lace and Rosé. So.
Yeah, the one she hasn't been to, but that is owned by her friends, is Venom.
Oh, Emilio and.
Yeah, Emilio and
okay.
Fanny. They don't own Lace.
I thought they owned Rosé. No.
They do. Rose and
Oh,
Venom,
okay. So they own
Lace.
Rosé and Venom. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm familiar with Rosé personally, but I mean, I'm not picky.
As they say, Jose all day, yes?
I mean, it's the night, but sure. Let's do it. I'm ready to fuck off where as long as we're not overheard.
While you are making your way across the river, Hugo, this is a more recently made part of town. Actually, probably not older than the 1960s. Most of it, and it is a lot more sort of commercial development, interspersed with apartment buildings and the like.
Mm-hmm.
And the waterfront is lousy this evening with people out and about on the town. And the aroma is almost intoxicating. I don't know how hungry you are at this point. But if you wanted to eat, this would be enticing.
He's kind of a snob, you know. He's got his herd back home, and he doesn't really like to eat out. You know, he's just probably had a snack before he came out to Bordeaux.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Rose is a dirty basement club. It is noisy. It is you've been to the La Fabrique, which is nice and very touristy. This is a little bit more dirty and local, and everything about it sort of oozes a kind of decadence. The music, the lighting with all the dark corners, and then the bouncer seems to recognize Jenny.
Yeah. Jenny leads the way in, and says hi to first the bouncer, and then like kind of a smattering of patrons, all kind of, you know, look up in recognition. She gives a little wave, and then says, if you guys want to find a table, I'll grab. They don't sell. So does Emilio serve blood out the back, or
no?
Okay, so all right, let's just find a table. Unfortunately, there's not much by way of refreshments, unless, do you want to drink an ice?
I'm good.
Okay.
One of the bartenders waves as well. Big guy.
Jenny blows him a kiss and a little finger wave.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you're able to find a table, a large table. away from the noise, at least that you don't have to shout to hear each other. But using any kind of heightened senses here would be a very bad idea.
I at this point I don't even give a shit. I am just fucking tired, and I am just looking around at all of them, and I'm like, so we've got a lot to get through. There's a lot to unpack here.
Sounds like it.
So certainly, when I was able to determine that Claudia is in fact a feather for Thomas, and also for another ghost as well, which is very interesting. I know who is controlling Thomas. It is a powerful entity known as the Drac.
Did you say that? I'm sorry. Did you say that out of character for a second? Did you just say that that you detected? Did she just tell us that she detected? Did he just tell us he detected two ghosts attached to Claudia?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah, two ghosts,
All
one god.
Is the Drac the other one haunting her?
I am unsure.
Most likely not.
Okay.
Mm.
And would I know about this, by the way? Should I do an occult?
You know, give me an occult roll. Intelligence plus occult. Anyone with occult would be able to do this. At least anyone local with occult would be able to do this.
All right. What's the difficulty?
For you, it would be 6.
Yay. Yeah, we'll get some decent successes this time. 4 successes.
Okay. Le Drac is a local term for a figure that is a few different things at once. It refers to the dragon. That would be the English translation. But it is also a name ascribed to le diable, the devil, or possibly a demon associated with le Garonne, which is the river that runs straight down the center of Bordeaux. It is an Occitan word. It's a local dialect word. It is not Français.
Well, I'm gonna need it. So after he says it's the Drac. I'm like, okay, we're gonna need an old priest and a young priest.
Kinky.
No, not kinky. We're gonna need an old priest and a young priest.
Okay, so the Drock sounds bad just by name alone.
Quite.
Okay, so you have no idea who the other ghost is that's attached to Claudia. So in order for her to be a fetter, is it like a willing thing? Like, might she be completely unaware of this?
Interesting.
She brought it up.
Yes.
She asked if she was one during the meeting.
Yeah, so it could be an unwilling or a willing situation.
But they were in the same coterie, so they were close. So, and it seemed I did get the impression that she did deeply, or does deeply, deeply care for him. So,
right.
I wouldn't be surprised if it wouldn't surprise if this is a willing arrangement. Now, I want to know how willing. And I look over at Hugo and I'm like, do you think she knew? Like, I know she seemed shocked. I think she was sincerely shocked that Tomas is in trouble, but is it possible that she knew she was having some kind of spiritual connection with him, just didn't know he was in trouble?
That could certainly be the case, yes.
I'll throw out there, just because you're all not idiots. She seemed surprised by the suggestion that Thomas was a ghost. Not necessarily by the idea of ghosts, but that Thomas was a ghost. And if she knew about it, if she knew about it beforehand, she hid it very well.
And Anais did know that she was lying about not knowing much about ghosts.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, maybe it's not something that she's willing, but it seems like I don't think she is disinclined to at least help us, get another fetter. But
I mean, Hugo would. I'm sorry, just to throw it out there, to clarify, Hugo would know that if Claudia is a fetter, you could just use her.
Yeah.
So okay. So if that's actually about the next thing I was gonna say. So if Claudia is a fetter, what do we do from here? What's the next step?
Well, let's see. So Hugo's out of character. So Hugo's sort of agenda was to basically to bring Thomas under control of him and for the Giovanni. What is it? Would it be my sorry, go ahead.
So, in terms of pertinent disciplines and systems,
Yes.
yeah. So the Sepulchre Path allows you to summon ghosts, and if you could, depending on exactly how he is bound by the Drac, it would be possible to summon him away. And depending on what other disciplines you employ after summoning him, you might be able to keep him out of the Drac's clutches further.
Okay, yeah, so I have my haunting and my compelling that I can do. Okay. So yeah, Hugo will say, well, we could use Claudia. It is certainly an interest if she is willing. But for what Carolina and I have in mind, Claudia may not like the result. So
alternative solution?
Having another fetter, having a spare fetter is not a terrible idea. Or if we can somehow find a way to convince her that she needs to be under some kind of control for it to work, we might be able to just get away with what we needed to get away with. What about you, Rolla? What are you thinking?
Alternative solution, we kill the Drac?
I do not think that is possible. Okay, I'll play.
Would I know? Would I know if killing the Drac is possible?
So there are, of course, legends about fighting the Drac, and some of them are kind of literal, like St. George and the Dragon. Some of them are more spiritual. When Le Drac is cast as psychological or spiritual influence, is it possible to permanently kill an entity known as Le Drac, of which there are differing and potentially contradictory stories about? I mean, it's possible, sure.
I look at Roland and I'm like, well, it's up in the air. I think our best bet, I think there's a chance we might be able to, if not kill it, then at least kill its, put it to sleep for a while.
Well, I was just thinking if we trash it enough, then it'll release its hold on Thomas, right?
Wouldn't be completely.
Roland has no occult. He has no idea whether this is possible or not. He just knows that if you hurt the stuff enough, you usually gets what he wants.
This is true. I wonder if So
is that what you're trying to do right now? Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's what I was doing. This is the moment at which this gentleman approaches the table. He's wearing a polo shirt, khakis, and a suit jacket. And he says, "Well, hello, pretty lady," to Marie. You recognize this guy as the bartender from Venom when you met Victor a while ago.
Mm-hmm. I look up at him and I'm like, "Oh, hello. It's our little drink peddler. She said, why don't you sit down?
You wound me. I peddle so much more than just alcohol.
I know, darling. I'm just using a euphemism.
Roland, nice to see you again as well. And I'm sorry, who are your friends?
This is Genevieve, Hugo Laurent, and the darling Anais.
And he waves at Genevieve and he says, I don't think we've met, but do we have
No.
friends in common?
We do. I'm one of Henriette's girls.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet another, member
Yeah.
of the family.
Exactly. I've definitely heard your name in passing, and been trying to get a chance to get over to Venom and say hi.
Where have you been hiding?
Here, unfortunately. I mean, Henriette, I am pretty much constantly working.
Okay, I'm gonna have to have some words with her. I mean, I know that she works for Emilio, but this is entirely unfair.
I know,
Hoarding
it's
you
terrible.
like the pile of gold you are.
Hmm.
Anyway, is there anything I can do for you folks this evening? I know the manager, I can get you whatever you might be looking for. Anything I can help with?
I'm concerned that maybe the things we need right now are not the things that would are not sort of things you could find at a place like this. We're mostly looking for we're mostly looking
He
for a
pulls
little quiet.
he pulls a chair over from another table, and he is listening intently.
I'm sure he is.
Is he close enough for me to get a sense of if he's alive or not?
He is definitely not.
Okay, cool. All right.
Tell me more.
I don't know. Do you really want to know? I'm just like I'm looking at him, and I just it's very boring business sort of thing.
You're not, Remy, you're not familiar with ghosts or, the afterlife, I guess, or anything like that. It's not your area of expertise by any chance, is it?
Oh no, that's Giovanni shit, and you should stay away from those sister fuckers. Creep me the fuck out.
Hugo
That's
leans
some new
onto the
information.
table and rests his head on his hand, and
And Marie starts laughing,
smiles.
just starts like giggling to herself. Oh, because she needed that. She needed that.
I mean, I'm not just saying that. They fuck their sisters.
Okay.
He's not
Wait,
exactly.
I'm sorry. He looks at Malcolm and Roland. Oh shit. I'm sorry. I forgot that we were in mixed company. I'll go. Excuse me. And he leaves.
Oh, Remy!
Oh, pourquoi pas? Come back. I
Remy,
want
come on, you don't have to
heal.
leave.
I'm
I
not
mean-
offended.
Maybe he's just sad because he doesn't have a sister.
Oh my god.
For to fuck.
Look. Okay, everyone comes from some kind of screwed up family. All right, you don't have to judge. So, okay, yeah, you should judge people who fuck their sisters. It's not good.
Yeah, that's the line. That's the one.
I'm saying that, and I know, and look, I know a little bit about screwed up families, guys, but yeah, the Giovanni do take it to a new level. It's very impressive to some extent.
Okay. Hey Hugo, you're not one of them, are you? Is that your plan?
You all have such strong opinions on family matters.
I
We
have no
have strong
opinions.
opinions on incest, okay?
I have
That's
none
it.
opinions about any of this.
You don't have any strong opinions on incest?
I have no. Well, okay, all right. That I have.
Before
pulls her fucking
anyone
vape out of her
digs their
purse.
own grave any deeper, so after
Hugo, you fucked your sister.
the brief interruption by our bizarre puka-shelled friend,
The
what
latest
do
for
you all
family
do?
values. Hugo,
Oh,
Hugo,
God.
it's not. We don't judge individual Giovanni. We only judge the ones that fuck their sisters. I promise.
Well, I mean, let us be honest. In the afterlife that we are all bound to, we cannot reproduce. What is wrong with fucking sister?
All right. Hugo.
Look, don't try that shit with me because I know for a fact you people are families and you do reproduce on some level before you do reproduce before you get embraced, okay? And we know how.
So, Alex, how are you doing?
Okay.
So about the ghosts we have to hunt down. How's that going?
Do I know anything else about the Drac that might be useful?
What Marie knows is going to be rumor and conjecture based on mortal legendary. There are enough accounts that you're pretty sure that the Drac, some entity called the Drac, exists. But exactly like whether it's a ghost or a vampire, maybe a fairy, or I don't know, like a werelobster or something. You're just not sure.
But you said it was tied to the river?
Yes.
All right. I bring that up. Well, it's got some kind of connection to the river, which I'm not too keen on going back into, to be honest. So if we're going to have to do any groundwork there, you can leave me out of it. I've already taken a swim in that shit.
Would performing the ritual at that location be useful to you?
I don't think so. Yeah, no. The location does not necessarily matter as long as I have something with which they are connected to.
I will throw out there that considering that you might be contending with more than the usual sort of come hither nonsense, a place where the shroud, the sudario, is thin might be useful.
Indeed.
Would the river be one of the places where that's then?
Got a
If
graveyard.
it's got a connection to the Drac, then.
What makes a sudario thin?
Death.
All right, looks like we're going to the graveyard. I hope everyone brought their shovels.
Honestly, this is going to be so far like I have fed on more people than I can count right now. This is about to be the vampiest shit I've done since I got embraced.
I just wish we hadn't. I wish we hadn't delivered that idiot over to Lyle. We could have used him.
Delivered what idiot to Lyle?
You know, the idiot we questioned the night we met you.
You delivered him to.
Well, we had to.
From across the bar, Genevieve sees a familiar woman, short, slight, black hair, impeccable makeup. She's speaking with Remy. She looks over and just covers her mouth laughing. And then she like grabs his arm and hurries him away.
When she looks over, Jenny makes eye contact with her and does the little like, yeah, I know, not.
What's so funny?
Nothing. Nothing at all. Let's head to a graveyard, and I guess do a goth seance, right?
We need the fetter first, but
Oh, right. We need to grab Claudia.
And I at one point I kind of just like lean over to Roland. I'm like, do you think he's gonna try to fuck the corpse? He's already defended fucking his sister. I don't want to watch someone fuck a corpse tonight. I have my limits.
I'll make sure I'll make sure all we're doing is forcing ghosts to come to us.
Yeah, but what if he tries to convince us that it needs to fuck the corpse in order to get the...
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the Giovanni
he's a
do.
fucking necromancer.
I don't know. Maybe necrophilia
He's a
is a thing that they
necromancer.
do.
I
mean, they have the same.
He could come up with. You know what? Actually, can I just note that I actually pulled Roland aside for a second to have this conversation with him. Like, he's a guy, dude. He's a Well, not. I don't say dude. Roland. He's a necromancer. Like, we don't know anything about this, so he could tell us anything is necessary.
That's your department.
Anything is necessary, and we can't necessarily.
You're the one who knows more about this shit than I do.
I know, but I'm not a necromancer. I don't know the secrets of the Giovanni. I can tell you various lore. I can tell you.
Well,
I can tell
then
you.
If he says that, ask what local legend requires him to fuck the corpse. I don't know.
It wouldn't be a requirement. No, that would be deep Giovanni. That would be necromantic practices, which unfortunately I only know like the basic gist around. I don't know the individual details. If I did, I would probably have been staked a long time ago, or worse.
Well, then you're in luck. Then it means he probably won't do it in front of us.
No, I'm saying that he could just fuck the corpse whether he needs to or not. Whether he needs to or not, we would just have to trust him if he says I have to fuck the corpse.
But if it's part of the deep Giovanni lore, then he probably won't do it in front of us.
No. I'm not saying it was. I don't think it will be, but we don't know. Maybe it is.
We'll ask him if that's what he needs to do, and if he says yes, then we know he's lying because he won't do it in front of us.
What? Look, okay. Let me put it. If he whips his dick out, I'm gonna go to the edge and just park myself elsewhere because he just offended fucking his sister. I don't. And there's all sorts of rumors about that I know. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, the Giovannis don't just fuck their sisters.
I've heard the rumors. Now, let's go and get a fetter and summon a ghost so we can get him to talk about to dead dresses. I don't know. Look, we have a lot. This is a weird night, okay?
It's an incredibly weird night. We just listened to somebody defend incest. And, like, trust me, I am well aware of how fucked up families work, but not literally a fucked up family. I just, their family tree, it's like it really is, it's like a tree without branches. It just goes straight up. All right, so, and then we come back, and I'm like, okay, yeah, so, we just needed to have a little chat. We should probably go get Claudia if we can, or...
Yes, let us get her.
Did I just ruin the night with that whole...
No, made it.
So,
I should have clipped it. Sorry.
do you?
Let me see if I can clip something. I'll clip it later.
Yeah.
We might want to upload that to the YouTube channel. Just out of character
man.
for a second.
Clips and highlights.
Will he fuck a corpse? Yes.
So, are you going back to the Regent to collect Claudia then?
I guess we are. But she kind of told us to get lost. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Same.
I feel like if we go and tell her, like, actually, we talked about it and determined you're actually a fetter, and you can help us put Thomas to rest. I feel like she's going.
I thought she was going back to go and talk to.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we're waiting to hear from her anyway. Have you heard from Nev?
I checked my phone. Have I?
No, you have not actually.
That's a little concerning because usually she's very quick to answer my texts.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you know where to find her?
Where does she usually hang again?
Yeah, you're not sure, aside from Elysium.
All right, I'm gonna text Laura then, and I'll be like, "Have you heard from Nev tonight?"
I haven't. Why? Also, do you? I'm with Claudia. Do you have news?
Yeah, we do. We do have some very interesting news. And then I look over at Hugo. Do you think maybe the Drac is tied to the river? Do you think maybe the closer if we go to a graveyard, would one closer to the river maybe give us some kind of advantage, or make it worse, or make him an advantage?
I believe it would give an advantage to be Soldavani's turf.
For us or for him?
For him.
All right, somebody Google what's the graveyard that's on the farthest outskirts of town, because that's where we need to go.
Jenny's already in the middle of it.
Okay.
Hugo would also get a text roundabout now from Katerina. Excuse me. Any luck?
And he will quickly respond. Yes, we are going to summon Claudia and attempt something this evening.
I look over at Hugo. I'm like, who are you texting? Is it a? Do
you have a good spot?
And he will say, any graveyards that you recommend in the city. Otherwise, I would feel most comfortable doing this back at my house.
I look over. Is that Katerina? Is that Katerina you're talking to?
It's my sister.
Well, as long as you don't fuck her while we're around her, we could use it. My point is that we could probably use another necromancer for this shit. So,
the response is Chartreuse. I'll meet you there. And she also sends you a link to a map pin.
Oh, brilliant. I've got a spot. He'll announce to everyone.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Jenny puts her phone away. All right, let's go then. No reason to wait, right?
So, I'm sorry, where are you headed first?
We're headed to Chartreuse, or the graveyard, right?
Yeah,
should
we text Claudia to meet us there?
I thought we were talking to Laura right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Yeah, we need to get to the graveyard that is the furthest from the river.
Wait, isn't that the spot that Hugo was given, or no?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Yeah. Did he say that to Katerina, that we needed a spot that was further from the river?
He'll trust her, Katerina's expertise, since she's tied to the city and would know.
Chartreuse, if you look on a map, is not super close to the river. There are probably smaller church graveyards further away, but it is awfully large.
Oh, okay. It looks like we have a lot to work with. Where should we start?
So I'm sorry. I may have been a little bit confusing.
Mm-hmm.
A graveyard would be a good place to conduct whatever summoning you have to do, to really improve your chances of success. Maybe even have any chance of success. You're going to need a fetter present, though.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
Is there any preparation we can? I look at him like, is there any preparation we can do before she gets here?
So I'm sorry. You're asking Claudia to meet you at the graveyard?
Oh yeah. No.
Okay. That was not clear to me. Thank you.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought that's what we were doing.
Yeah. So through Laure as an intermediary, they both agree to meet you at the graveyard.
All right, excellent. And I look at like my handbag and I'm like, I'm really glad I got these. And I like hold up the bottles of blood. We might need them. Does everybody? I don't know, what would we use as weapons against this? Does anybody have any idea? I look over at Hugo. I'm like, you have any ideas? What do you usually do when you have a unwieldy spirit?
Well, I have cultivated a power where I can strike it as if it as if I were in the land of the dead. So
Can you do that to the rest of us?
Yeah, can we
Yeah.
borrow your spiritual gun?
unfortunately not. That will require many years of sister fucking to apprentice.
Yeah, you need to apprentice to another sister fucker.
Oh my god. Ugh.
All
And
right,
there's
then.
probably some mother stabbing and father raping in there too.
Oh my god.
It's
How
very
did he lose his
great. It's very
virginity? By
tragic.
overpowering his dad.
So, how about fire then? Would fire work? Would
I
I'm asking Hugo.
Yeah.
What weapons can we use if this thing goes pear-shaped? Essentially, is what I'm asking you.
So, to the best of Hugo's knowledge, if a spirit manifests physically, typical implements of destruction will work just as well. The thing is that ghosts don't necessarily need to manifest physically to make things difficult in the Skinlands. If that happens, you're a little bit stuck. You would need a way to reach across the shroud and then hurt them.
Would I be able to think of any? Is it possible that I have a lot of like occult books back in my apartment. Is it possible that I might have something might help?
No.
And then what if we ask Claudia if she might have something, if the mages have something?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds more like a thaumaturgy thing. Katerina might know something or have something.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Katerina would?
She's Giovanni.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I thought you just said that it was more of a thaumaturgy thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. So, more than being just a cult, it would be a thaumaturgy thing.
Yeah, so
and then also even more specifically than that is definitely a necromancy thing, which means
okay. All right, I wasn't completely clear.
I apologize for the confusion.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Okay. So with that said, fire is a good bet. Fire works against most unclean supernaturals pretty well.
Okay.
You still got that hairspray on you?
Yes, I do, and I will never leave without it. Actually, out of character, I don't have it with me for once. So if you guys want me to go run and get it, I just for the bit of theatrical.
No, we'll just theater of the mind that shit. Okay. When you get to Chartreuse, and specifically to the pin that Katerina dropped for you, you find her, and you have been able to coordinate with Laure and Claudia via text message, basically where to meet you. And you are all gathered. You are in a spot pretty much in the dead center of the graveyard. There are a few gentle hills that you're resting in the midst of. There is a sort of a crescent moon of trees off to further west that is still encompassed by the graveyard.
Does this graveyard have a wrought iron fence?
It does.
All right, I'm pulling off a piece of it to use as a bludgeon. Because I hear that works actually. Wrought iron.
Yeah,
fences,
that's actually true.
They're meant to keep some out of the graveyard, but also meant to keep unclean things in the graveyard. Maybe
that's
it'll
actually
work.
true.
I don't know.
Iron actually does, and folklore does have supernatural elements, especially. Thank you, Pranny Fuzz, for following. And we do have a Discord and we have a Patreon. We will be we'll bring it up soon. But I can give her a page. You know what? I'll put a Patreon invite in the link just for this one. Is that all right with you guys?
Go for it.
right.
We're just gonna keep rocking and rolling. So,
All right, when real quick, when Roland pulls the spike off, Jenny steps up like, sir, I'm not like good at this, but I can beat somebody with a tire iron or a that. Can you grab me off a piece?
Easily.
Perfect.
Yeah,
you
give
want to
me
break
one
you off a
too.
piece of that?
Yeah.
I'm glad someone said it.
Hey guys, I'm having trouble finding the invite link for our server. I don't know why. It's just not showing up for me for some reason. Oh wait, never mind. I think I got it. We're gonna be. I'm gonna put the server in chat.
Cool. So, you're all gathered.
Oh, thank you, Pretty Fuzz. That's awesome.
Laure is sort of eyeing Katerina warily. Katerina is there, of course, in a long black Italian coat, cinched tightly at the waist, hands in pockets, smiling brightly. And Claudia is there in a cape, actually. One of the waist-length capes with a collar that was more fashionable earlier in the 20th century than any time recently. And she says, I understand you have no news about Thomas.
So we believe that you all indeed is Veto, and by involving you in this ritual, we will be able to summon him and hopefully free him from the entity who has control over him.
Laure grabs Claudia's arm and looks at her with awe and hope. And Claudia says, what do I have to do?
Give me a bit of your blood, and we'll extend his hand to her to like ask for her like wrist.
Of course. And she puts her arm out, pulls up her sleeve. What else? You are, also point out that you are, Roland feels kind of exposed here, but you are well away, at least half a kilometer away from any of the fences, and there doesn't seem to be anyone else in the graveyard right now.
All right, I'm going to keep a watch out to see if anybody's coming by. Anais, you could do that if you want. You do have amazing eyesight.
Use Auspex.
Yeah, so Auspex, your heightened senses would help you out a lot.
Is there any chance I could maybe question? Actually, question for Hugo. Any chance it might not that we could have any chance that we might be able to use some exotic forces in all this? Like, would say some kind of animal be useful?
I do not believe so.
I was hoping so.
What was it that you had in mind?
What was it? What was some of the things that you told me the Drac was connected to in folklore?
Well, the form of a dragon, which can also just be sort of reptilian. There's also you would have found or remembered some mention of him possibly being attached to legends of Loup-Garou or Bisclavette.
Okay, you're gonna have to. I'm drawing a blank. Here,
werewolves.
Oh, great! More of those.
Yeah. More werewolves. There have not been enough werewolves in this game, and I mean that literally.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. You dropped me in a lake with that shit. Don't even.
Sure.
Yeah, there's well, I think maybe. So would it be better if we kept those things at bay? If we try to keep maybe like any local, like if there's like garden snakes or any type of snake around here. I don't know. Are there snakes in France? I don't even know.
Yes, and yes, that would be a good idea.
Okay. Then I'm gonna use animalism I'm gonna like use that and patrol the area.
Mm-hmm.
Just like around the borders, and I just keep going back and forth, and I'm just going like, "Hey, if you slither and have scales, get the fuck out."
I love
All
it.
snakes over there.
Get out
To
of
Alicia
here.
Vandenstree's house.
Out this
To-
motherfucking graveyard.
Send them all to
I'm
Alicia
sick of these
Vandenstree's
motherfucking
house.
snakes. Yeah. Yeah. Any wolves out there? You might not want to be here either.
There is, oddly enough, a crow perched on a grave tombstone.
And do I notice
Off
it?
its head at you. Well, you notice it.
Yeah. Does it? Wouldn't it happen to have an elongated beak?
Not
Like longer.
particularly.
What about its talons? Are they look weird at all?
No.
No. All right. I look at it and I'm like, fuck off. Seriously, not a good night. All snakes to Alicia's house. Like, go find this lady named Alicia Vandenstreet. She'd probably like to.
Crow says, "But I want to watch.
I knew
I like to
it.
watch."
Bless.
I'm sure you do. Do you promise not to fuck anything up for us tonight?
I want to watch.
I'm like, Roland, get over here for a second.
Do you have a problem with this bird?
Yeah, we might both have a problem with this bird.
Well,
He's a voyeur, or she's a voyeur.
why do we have so many perverts tonight?
Because we're hanging out with a Giovanni.
No, that is unkind.
No, it's not.
That is unkind.
I didn't say it where he could hear, so who cares?
Okay.
Anyway, let's just get this over with. I've got my club, which is actually a fence post.
Out of curiosity, Hugo, what are you planning on tying Tomas' spirit to?
That is a good question.
Oh, well,
You can have something.
Didn't we ask Claudia to fetch something for us? We did, didn't we?
You asked her to look around for fetters. Yeah, the things that might be fetters.
Yeah.
She
bring back?
She did not really come up with anything. You could ask her for an object that she might have on her. Also, Hugo could have prepared something for this circumstance.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. He would. So with him, he always has this like leather messenger bag that he has like strapped around him, and within it, he would have a blank leather-bound journal that he would use for such an occasion, as he likes to keep a well-stocked library, as it were.
I love it.
Can you guys give me 1 second? I'll be right back.
Sure.
In the meantime, talk to chat. Talk to chat.
Talk to Cat? Where's the cat?
No, chat. CHAT. Chat.
Shot the cat.
No.
It is French for cat.
It is.
The Chat Noir. One of the most fantastic episodes of LA by Night took place at Le Chat Noir. And I mostly say that for the look on Erika Ishii's face when Satine Phoenix walks in as Miranda. I mean, yeah, Satine Phoenix is fine, but the look on Erika Ishii's face. Anyway, so Hugo, you know that this ritual of summoning and then anything else you want to do after that is a relatively simple matter. What does it mechanically, at least, it's very, very straightforward. What does it look and sound like, though, What do you do?
So he would first sort of like prick his thumb, and he would walk around in a circle to sort of designate the ritual space, and he would drop drops of blood about every 6 or so inches, and he would bring the fetter, in this case being Claudia, into the center of it.
Mhm.
And he would ask her to state Tomas' full name, which he would repeat in exactly the same way after her. And then he would ask her to recall like the strongest, most powerful memory that the two of them would share together to sort of help call Tomas' spirit to this place and to reach across the shroud to call his soul forth.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Roll me manipulation plus occult, difficulty 7.
Wow, that's a lot of ones. Wow, that is a lot of ones.
Do you have any successes?
I do. I have 2.
Wow, this was about to go very badly for you. Okay. You
Sorry, I
go.
forgot to mute my mic. Sorry, guys.
It's all right. Hugo reaches past the shroud, reaches through the unseen veil between existence and the existence that is non-existence, and beckons to the soul of Thomas Delrieux, formerly of Clan Ventru, formerly of Bordeaux, now apparently enslaved. And in a metaphorical sense, he feels that Thomas takes his hand and is held back, but Hugo is puissant in these matters and is able to pull Thomas to him. And in a shimmering, translucent sort of way, a handsome man with a stylish haircut in a dark suit with a striped shirt and a white collar appears within the circle next to Claudia and Hugo. And he bears the marks still of being torn at and shot through. Half this joint of his jawbone right here, this whole part of his face is missing, but he seems to still be able to speak and keep his mouth shut in the most, practical sense.
Guys, one more second. We just somebody just rang our doorbell. 1 second, okay?
Sure. And Claudia puts her hands to her mouth and falls to her knees and starts weeping. Hugo, what do you do now?
He will look to Claudia with this look of just like of pure business, just absolutely stern, and with just like this force of personality will say, "Stand up. Do not cry.
They were kind of fun.
If you must be strong for Thomas to be able to break his bond. He haunts you. He will require your strength." And Hugo will roll his sleeves up, and he'll present forth this book that he has crafted, and will throw it down onto the ground, and will take a small sort of ritual knife and cut Claudia's hand slap her bloodied hand onto the page. And he will use his haunting ability.
Fantastic. Give me that roll, please.
Let's see. So that is manipulation in occult. Oh boy.
And current willpower to a minimum of 4. This is going to be difficulty 6.
Okay, so we have. Oh, this is hella good. 1, 2, 3. 4 successes.
Okay, and actually, I'm sorry. I just saw the bit where it's 1 higher if you want to bind it to an object, so that would be 7. How many do you have then?
3.
Okay, great. That is plenty. Tama's form sort of becomes just slightly more solid as it becomes bound to the physical object of the book. And he looks where before he was in sort of had this look of sort of shock and relief on his face. He looks concerned. Now, what did you just do?
I am fleeing you.
No, you're not. Claudia looks at Hugo. What do you mean? What do you mean? What does he mean?
Yeah, what the hell do you mean?
I am giving him the comfort of a kinder master.
What the
Wait,
fuck?
what?
No, please, Claudia says.
What the hell are
Wait,
you
Hugo,
talking?
what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
And you hear Hugo chanting something in Latin as he continues forth with this ritual, ignoring the rest of you.
Katerina says, I assure you all, this is for everyone's benefit.
I'm
Sure as
not
hell
so
doesn't
sure
sound
about
like
that.
it.
I'm not so sure of that.
Anais, your senses are sharp. So as certain crypt doors creak open, you hear them. And as booted feet begin approaching through the grass, you hear them.
I feel like a Let's Player.
Like a what?
I feel like a Let's Player. What are these boots? I'm, like, Anais is kind of like afraid now for a second. I feel like I'm in a BDSM.
Oh, geez, no. No, so Anais looks around, and through the gloom of the deep night, you can see people in black approaching, maybe a half dozen of them. And Roland, you would of course have noticed Anais looking around concerned and noticed them also.
Well, then, would I notice them noticing? Or am I
Notice them noticing, yes. You don't have the heightened senses to see them at this distance, though.
No, I do not.
Okay.
But can
What do you
I
guys look
possibly look at Hugo and see if I have an opening between him or Katerina to possibly make some contact with them?
You mean like, could you bum rush one of them?
Maybe not. Well,
Okay,
don't
maybe bum
necessarily-
rush is a little bit hard. Butt rush.
sort of. Maybe like
Okay.
I just need to get a hand on them. I think
Sure.
you know what I mean.
That might be possible. Geneviève, while this is all going on and the tension in the terroir seems to be rising, what do you do?
Just kind of looking at Hugo a little incredulously, and like with frustrated resignation before noticing that Roland and Ace are looking off somewhere in the same direction.
Yeah, they're
And
suddenly on
kind
guard.
of kind of grips at the iron bar and says, "Do we have company? Is something coming? Are we in for a fight here?"
So these people in black, are they approaching us? Do they look hostile?
Well, they as they approach you, you can tell that they are carrying firearms.
Hostiles. We got hostiles.
Oh, I think it's the hunters. Any chance that either one of you could tell if it's the hunters? Please
I'd
tell me it's
recognize her, but
It doesn't
Can't
necessarily
see
have to
these
be
people.
her. It can be her. It could be her friends.
Katerina says, "Please, these gentlemen are only insurance.
they're with you.
No one needs to get hurt tonight."
What?
And Laure loses it. She says, "You traitorous fucking bitch," and launches herself at Katerina.
No.
All right. You know what? I'm going to use this as my opening.
Yep.
I'm going to jump in there and make a show of trying to tear them apart.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna. I look at Laure, and I need to persuade her to back off, and try to communicate with her that, like maybe just, shit, sorry, and I need to sort of communicate with her that, like, just to trust me for a second.
You can tell being up close with them like this, so that Laure is in the most feral way possible, trying to grab Katerina's clavicles and just rip her rib cage open.
That's interesting, actually. Any chance I could get a hold of that rib cage?
Maybe.
I might be. Is there any chance I could get a hold of that rib cage and maybe make it look like it's all Laure's fault?
Yeah, give me a strength plus medicine roll, difficulty 7, just because this is a weird maneuver.
All right, 1 second. Oh crap. Okay. All right, 1 second. Sorry, the dice roller is just taking a second. 1 success.
Okay. So that is unfortunate. So as Marie is sort of making like she's trying to separate the two kindred, she can put a hand on Katerina's sternum and dig her fingers in, and start pulling it back a little bit.
All right. Can I look at Laure and just go like, do you want us all to die tonight? If you kill her now, you're not getting Tomas back, and none of us are getting out of here.
You can say that. Hugo, what are you doing?
Okay. So has Tomas been successfully bound yet? Or
Yes.
Okay, cool. We're gonna throw that book in the bag, and then he is going to go over to Laure, and he is going to use his command for his dominate.
Okay. Interesting.
We're gonna go with that first before
Yeah.
we can maybe escalate to some bigger guns if need be.
So I'm going to point out that dominate requires you to have the target's attention in a way that might be hard to get right now.
Okay, that makes sense. then in that case, he will use his he'll use his rigor mortis against her, just
Awesome.
to get her to chill the fuck out.
Chill is a word for it.
The chill of death. All right, so I'll spend a willpower and roll intelligence and medicine. All right, let's see. Sheet.
This is gonna suck for her.
All right, so that's 6. And then difficulty 7. Yeah, okay. Oop. Cock. All right, 1, 2, 4. That is 4 successes.
Damn.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Marie, you are right there, and you have at least one hand on Laura or a shoulder trying to shove her out of the way, and she freezes stiff.
Any way I can help her? Because I don't want her completely immobilized, especially not by him.
There is not.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Fuck, I don't know what to do here.
So we're gonna keep going around, and Jenny, what do you do? There's a fight over there. There are apparently armed men coming at you.
But they're with Katerina. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I see them now?
Gonna say barely.
Okay. Are their guns pointed, or are they just like holding them?
They are pointed. But they are also still approaching you all. And
Okay.
roll me perception plus firearms, difficulty 9.
Okay. Sure, why not? That's a roll. Perception plus firearms.
It doesn't count as your action or anything. It's just I wonder if you would notice something.
Yeah. Difficulty 9. The roller is rolling. I actually got a success.
All right. They are carrying submachine guns. And considering that they are surrounding you, that is probably not a good idea for them to just start shooting.
Okay. All right. Jenny's going to plant the spike in the ground next to her and sprint over towards where the fight is happening and put a hand on Hugo's arm and say, this needs to stop now. Nobody needs to get hurt. Just explain what the hell is going on.
It's a double cross. That's what's going on. They want to take control of Tomas's soul.
And
why?
In this moment, what are you doing?
Me?
No, Anais.
Okay, sorry.
Still a little bit spooked by all of these dark people coming by. What would Anais do?
And just keep in mind also that she is soft-hearted.
Yeah. so like, I think it's like what exactly she would do. Yeah, she'd probably just go. Where'd she go? She would just try and like take cover somewhere and just try to like keep on analyzing everything and trying to figure out where everybody's doing. I don't know like the exact word for it, but she would go to like a higher place and try to observe everything, and try to communicate what she can to people, like where it's going, using aspects, perception.
Where do we have our character sheet anywhere? Maybe we can figure something out.
Yeah, I have it.
All right. What are you?
The one thing I can think of is that she has quite a bit of celerity.
That's actually pretty good. Why don't you? Do you think maybe you could come between us and like knock Hugo off? Maybe knock Hugo or get between us or something, or maybe use your senses and then rush around and tell the necessary people who is what is going on.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
That might be good.
Do I roll for that?
No. So what exactly are you doing?
Oh, that's a good point. Snatch the book. Snatch the book.
Yeah,
Hugo's
the book
book.
went back into the satchel.
Yeah, get that. That would be good.
Yeah, back in the bag.
Okay, so Anais is observing Hugo, and she's basically informing everybody that she can. Was that the plan?
Yeah, but you know what? No. Why don't you seriously rush for his satchel and grab the book he is in the ritual.
Snatch the satchel. Okay, yeah. I snatched the satchel. Okay.
Okay. You run on up, and your celerity makes you fast. How fast do you want to be? Sonic fast? Okay, spend a blood point.
Thank you, Secrets.
Spend a blood point.
Okay.
And now roll dexterity plus athletics. And Hugo, I'd like you to roll the same.
Can I help at all by trying to distract Hugo
zero.
when? Oh no. Yeah, can I help at all by trying to distract Hugo as I notice Anais coming up?
Yeah, so Anais's difficulty will be 6. Hugo, you are involved in quite a bit of nonsense, so that's going to be 7.
All right. So difficulty 6.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
1 for me.
They all fail.
Okay, well, then it's the thing that you activated your celerity, because almost faster than Hugo has any awareness of, you snatch the satchel off his arm and run for it. Anais is fucking fast. Roland, what do you do?
I get mad that Anais took my idea.
Do you want to spend the whole action copying that face, or
Oh no. Roland's a vampire. He can pout as a free action.
That's a very good point. This is Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, if you can't be miserable as a free action, really, what's the point of a horror game?
Yeah.
See, well, if Anais has the book, I think Roland is going to see about looking for a place to ambush one of the guys that one of the hired goons.
Okay. Roll me a Dex plus Stealth.
Can do.
Difficulty. They are mortal. Difficulty 5.
Oh, 4 successes.
You are well situated.
All right, I'm gonna have some fun when they show up.
Yeah. Claudia goes, no, you can't do this. And she uses a particular power. Powers effect. Okay. So, that's not very good for her. Oh, but that is very good for her. Oh, yeah. Okay. She's a badass for a little bit. And then the gunmen go, and they also try to take cover behind tombstones and other crypts that are closer to where you are standing. And one of them even just ducks into a pile of into a bunch of bushes.
Oh, that's cute. He thinks bushes are going to give him cover.
And then something shifts under Tomas' skin. His form ripples, and gross little black tendrils poke out of the open spots of his wounds. And his eyes, for anyone looking, go absolutely void black. And he says, "No." And the gunmen start screaming, some of them at least. The SMGs go off, but the screaming doesn't stop. And the squelching sounds start.
Oh, God. Well, it looks like I get to fight the track after all.
Lore is frozen stiff. Marie, what do you do? Mute.
Still muted.
All right. How quickly do I have to act? Because I'm weighing my options a little bit.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I said, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I missed what you said.
Okay, so I said try to weigh my options, but how quickly do I have to act?
Tell you what, I can come back to you again after Jenny acts.
Well, my thought is it possible that I can maybe talk Hugo down?
You can try.
Because I have my enchanting voice, and all right, I'm gonna try and talk. I'm like, listen, you have your goons, but we have your book now, and we've got the Drac right there, and I do still have a hand on your kinswoman. So why don't we calm down for a second? I'm sure if Lore, I'm sure Lore has learned her lesson. All right? I'm sure you've quelled the beast by now. If you want your book back, step away.
Do I have time to respond now?
Yes, you do.
Okay. He will say, I have no qualms with any of you. I merely am here for a job to gather Tommaso. Take Carolina. She has done nothing to further family endeavors in the city. She is no use to me. Give me the book.
You
And I will
son of
show.
a whore, is what Katarina says.
Is it just you? Let me ask you something. Is there anybody else who cares about her?
They left her here. They deserted her. She is worthless. That is
really
why I was called in to do this.
You know what?
I will ensure that you all can leave if you give me that book.
I looked down at Katarina. I'm like, are you done here?
It is not her turn to respond. Jenny, what do you do? And that there seems to be some talking going on in that little scuffle over there. It sounds like there are mortals in the bushes behind some tombstones dying horribly. You don't know what Claudia is doing, but she looks intent about something. And sorry, Thomas just got kind of scary looking.
Yeah. Oh boy, this is all out of her league right now. I don't know. Like I was gonna. What I was gonna do is try to do a terrible attempt at dominating Hugo, but I kind of want to see how this conversation plays out. Yeah, I think that's Jenny's just kind of like gonna take a step back away from Hugo in case there's any kind of large terribleness coming his way, and just kind of like wait a second and see how she responds. Katrina.
Mm-hmm. Anais, what do you do? You have made your way away from anyone and anything else, and you have Hugo's satchel.
Mm-hmm. With that plankton core, I don't know. I didn't think I would get this far.
Thanks to your celerity, activating it as you did, you got some extra automatic successes on that roll. You're just too fast for this fucker.
All right. Where's Roland? Because I could just give it to him.
Oh, where's Roland? He's hiding behind a tombstone.
Okay. Yeah, I use my perception to look and find Roland, find him, and be like, here you go.
Yeah. And I deposits the book with Roland. And as you do so, you can see what sort of grisly ends are meeting some of the gunmen. And you see that there are figures next to the ones that are dying. So there are basically two sets of gunmen now. The ones that are dying horribly seem to have figures grappling with them and tearing them apart. And then there are other gunmen who are trying to shoot the things tearing their friends apart. And it is all very, very upsetting.
Evac the mortals. Grab them and get them out of here.
Can I jump in here with that command? Or is that have I
yeah,
kind of
you haven't really done
forfeited my
anything else.
turn? Yeah. I wasn't sure if that if there was like a hold kind of thing or if I'd forfeited it.
No.
Okay. Then as soon as Roland says that, Jenny's going to dash to the nearest mortal who is not being torn to shreds.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of grab him and pull him away with her own celerity.
Mm-hmm. And you're not inconsiderable potence.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. You would definitely be able to kind of linebacker him.
Yeah, just and then up over the shoulder. This little 5 foot tall, thin little thing just tosses him up on her shoulder, carries him out.
Just running. You're basically Terry Tate office linebacking him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hold on. What do you do?
I'm spending 2 points of blood, and I am going after the thing that is responsible for all this madness.
Which would be?
The ghost with the black tendrils.
Fantastic.
Come on, you knew Roland was going to do this.
I did not exactly, but I'm glad he is. Okay. So, with that all said, let's see.
I'll spend 3 points.
Claudia. In a grisly display of thaumaturgy, opens her jaw wide, seemingly impossibly so, and inhales. And in doing so, sucks 1 point of blood bodily from Katerina to herself through the air.
Metal.
Yeah.
Middle AF. Damn.
The gunman. The shooting continues. They probably shot their fellows and ended their lives mercifully. And that is when the figures who had been barehanding them rise and turn towards the people still standing. There are a small handful of them. I'm not sure if anyone's actually counting. There's a small handful of them. And they are ghastly looking. They are gaunt and rotted. And if they aren't actually walking corpses, could have fooled me. Some of them, one of them that Anais is able to spy has like horns, spikes, like coming out of his skull along his hairline and kind of spiked back like that, almost like Sting from Dune. And like his jawbones are extended to look almost like pincers, like on the back end of an earwig or a stag beetle.
Does he go to the dentist?
He should. A maxillofacial surgery would do him wonders.
Would this, like that sounds like something you know what, I'm not going to say it.
Yep. And now Katerina goes and she says, "Rot in hell," and uses or attempts to use a power on Hugo. I want to make sure I get this right. Cenotaph. Here we go. Spends a willpower and plus medicine. Oh, it's not her strong suit. But it works.
I let her go. I'm letting her go at this point. I'm just like looking back and I'm like,
So
damn.
you go. All of a sudden, you are beset by all of the worst parts of being alive.
Ugh.
All of a sudden, you can feel your heart pumping, your lungs, your alveoli, like hungry for air. You must breathe. Your bladder is filling. Your stomach is churning.
Oh man.
Your
This is
pores
worse.
open and you start sweating and you can smell your own bodily stink. It is cold outside for what you're wearing.
Yeah. Ugh, he hates it. He's got clammy hands. He's like, God damn it.
But unfortunately, that is all she is able to do at the moment.
Well, I can do something. Am I muted?
Marie,
Am I
what
muted?
do you
No.
do? Laure is still frozen stiff. She can't seem to do anything about it.
I'm gonna leave Lore because Lore acted on instinct on a bad instinct right now. So I'm not gonna immediately attend to her. She'll be fine soon. I'll attend to her in a second.
Just make sure you put her kickstand down.
Maybe I like soften the blow. I make sure she doesn't like crack her head on a gravestone or something. But like I'm actually pouncing on Hugo.
Damn,
Hands
I
out.
was gonna help fight this like spectral shadow thing, but never mind.
This has been a very interesting turn of events. So what do you do exactly?
Well, he immobilized my friend. I'm going to immobilize him.
How?
I'm going to bring it down to the bones, I think.
Okay. Describe what happens.
I want his bones to kind of stretch out. And all the joints I can touch. Like, let's say I run my hands along his chest and his arms, and then down his ribs. And I want everything, like, every little juncture of his bones to be stretched, like he's on a rack.
Oh, got it. I see. Okay, so that's a willpower point. I'm sorry, a blood point, not a willpower point. And that is this is technically soft tissue, so that's Dex plus medicine.
Oh, good.
It is, however, going to be, let me make sure I have some say in this. Difficulty is variable. So this is going to be difficulty 8.
Okay. 4 successes.
With a difficulty 8? Damn.
Yeah, I don't know. I got it really. Yeah.
Okay. You go. In this one action, you're only able to really get the shoulders through the arms, but it's like the worst deep tissue massage you can imagine.
Ugh.
Because as Mari grabs your shoulders and runs her hands down your arms, you can feel the tendons and cartilage and everything that is supposed to keep your bones sort of close together so that they can work, stretched out. So not only are your shoulders dislocated, they're 3 inches longer. Same for your elbows, same for your wrists.
Weird. He is not liking this whatsoever.
And it is not comfortable. It is quite painful, actually. I'll also point out that you can only think of one discipline that would do something like this to you, and only one clan of vampires known to have it. Starts with a TZ if you want to look it up.
There we go.
Oh, but with that said, it is your go.
Man, I'm sweaty and uncomfortable and in a lot of pain. Damn. He just lets out this just deep, ferocious grunt and it's like, I said you could go. And then this spooky tentacled thing is still accosting Roland, is it not? Or it's like a brief summary of what's happening right now.
Yeah,
Roland charged it, so I don't think I got there in time though to actually start taking swings.
Not yet, but I don't remember why.
It's okay. More dramatic action before I start going crazy.
Yeah, because that is going to be crazy. Yeah, so Tomas' apparition is floating 3 inches above the ground now, slowly toward the weird little scuffle that's going on between the two Giovanni and Marie and Laure.
Mm-hmm.
And it hasn't exactly done anything yet, but Roland is right up next to it now.
Would I know what is happening with Tomas' spirit?
You're not entirely sure, but with a quick glance around and the other wraiths appearing and the sort of blackness and void effects going on, it seems that Thomas has gone Spectre. Out of character, are you familiar with that term?
Vaguely.
Okay. Specters are the bad ghosts.
That's right.
They
Real bad.
are the ghosts that even other ghosts are terrified of. And they tend to act in packs.
Okay. Hugo would like to try to use his compel soul
Yep.
on Thomas.
Yes.
And so he's gonna spend a blood point and roll. We'll do manipulation and occult against his willpower.
Yeah, so he makes a willpower roll, difficulty 6. Got it.
Oh, hell yeah. That's 5 successes.
That's really good because I got 4.
Woo! Yeah.
Shit.
And you see suddenly Hugo's eyes just turn this become this bright blue flame as he reaches out towards Thomas, and you just see this almost a shockwave of sort of blue energy come flying towards Thomas, and you hear almost with this echo, he says, "You will stand down," as he compels him.
Yes. Yeah, and that absolutely fits within the purview of one net success. Thomas settles back on the ground, and the other apparitions, the other undead assailants, also back off from the mortals they were encroaching on or tearing up. The gunmen, of course, are still shooting at them. They don't seem to care too much, though. Jenny, what do you do?
Depositing.
There's been all kinds of crazy shit that just happened.
Yeah.
Well, outside of anything Jenny has seen outside of movies.
So far out of anything she thought even possible. This morning, she got magical roofied and was like, "This is the craziest thing that's ever happened to me." And now, now this works. She's going to deposit the guy that she's carrying just far enough away to is relatively safe, and she says, "Run," and then not dominate run, just tells him to run, and then dashes back to where the others are fruitlessly shooting at the wraiths, and goes to grab another one and then shouts to the rest of them, "You can't hurt them, just run the fuck away," and then tries to get another one out of there.
Give me a strength plus athletics roll.
Sure. Strength plus athletics. Okay, cool.
And remember, you get
difficulty?
your potence dice you count as well.
Okay, so that's an extra one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's difficulty?
8.
Three successes.
Oh shit.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah. So again, you just throw an arm kind of up around the guy from behind because he's shooting at one of these specters, and you get him like diagonally across the chest and just haul him off.
Mm-hmm.
And you get him far enough away, and he's been thrown far enough off balance that he kind of has no choice but to stagger along and then run with you away from everything.
Perfect. Okay. Do the others look like they're going to stop shooting, or are they just ignoring me?
There's one left, and he is not long for this world.
Got it. Okay.
Anais. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. The Spectre's backed off, so he may be long for this world, but we'll see what happens. Anais, what do you do?
All right, so I see the specters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he's coming down from her high of being total Sonic, freaking the fuck out now. With these specters, and I did not sign up for this. So she looks and sees what Geneve is doing and kind of just runs towards her and like hopes that she's safe with her. In that way.
She seems to
If-
be okay.
Yeah,
That-
if Anais is running in her direction, Jenny will look over and quickly point, grab the last one.
that is an option.
Yeah, Anais just goes for it and tries.
Sure. Weirdest deja vu just now. Holy fuck. Strength plus athletics difficulty 8.
Okay, so strength and athletics. Is it just strength and athletics?
Yeah.
Oh, this poor child. She'll try her best. What's the difficulty?
8.
Oh, she'll try her best. Let's see.
Also, one thing that Kindred can do is spend blood to increase their physical attributes. So at the moment, you could, if you wanted to, spend 1 blood to increase your strength by 1.
She got 1 success. Will
Okay.
that work?
So you're able to drag him a few yards off.
Okay.
A few meters off. I'm sorry, we're in France. Hold on. What do you do?
So is our Spectre boy still spectery, or has he actually turned back into a good ghost?
He is still spectery, but he has, as Hugo suggested, stood down. It seems.
All right then. Well, I gotta beat somebody down. I'm going to shout out to Hugo. Am I killing the, or should this thing be killed, or what?
Here are the metaphysics that Hugo would think were pertinent.
Yeah.
Killing a wraith mostly just returns it to its fetter, or actually, in this case, probably the book.
Right,
Until it will rest in a state of somnolence until it is rejuvenated enough to manifest again.
Okay.
And would it actually would it stay Spectre, or would it go back to being a wraith?
No idea.
Okay. And he'll say, it is under my compulsion, but it couldn't hurt. I'm more concerned about us leaving.
Roland, oh, don't worry. We'll sort that out. Roland's going to bring down the graveyard fence, the cold iron bar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that's probably a club.
Yep.
He's going to bring it down on the wraith.
All right. Give me.
And I'm going to spend another point of blood. Actually, I'm going to spend 2 points of blood for extra actions, because I have a feeling if I'm going to beat this down, I want to make sure I've got the drop on Hugo.
Well, okay. So 1 point of blood will give you your full celerity in extra actions.
Yep. And
Okay.
I'm spending 1 point of blood for potence.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Um,
Because Roland is a high gen vampire, and he
mhm.
can do that.
So
I got 4 successes on my Dex plus melee.
okay. It is not, and actually, this is going to be difficulty 5 because it's standing still.
Okay then. Well, it's still 4 successes. The dice that were failures was a 1 and a 2.
Great.
And, yeah.
It has considerable soak, so
That's all right. I have considerable strength.
I remember that soak, we're just subtracting dice from damage pools. So with its soak, you're going to do strength plus 1 dice, and then you're also going to do potence automatic levels.
Okay, so and the weapon is strength plus 2.
Yeah. So it has a soak of 5.
Okay.
4 successes from your hit.
Yeah, I have a strength. I have, since I spent my 3 points of blood on that first round. I have a strength of 4, potence of 2, so that's another 6. So I did. So 10.
Roll 5 dice. 5
roll
dice.
5. All right, 5 dice. I got 3 successes.
Okay, and what is your potence? 2.
2. Yeah.
Okay. And you have celerity 2, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you beat the fuck out of it. Would you like to beat the fuck out of it again?
Yeah. I mean, if it's not going away, then yes, I'm going to do it again.
Incorporated.
Well then, let's do it again. Come on. I rolled even better.
Great.
5 successes.
All right. So roll strength plus 2, and I don't remember if you have another option of spending blood for potence, but if you don't spend blood for automatic successes, you get your potence in dice.
I don't. I won't spend another point of blood, but
Okay.
I just want you to take. I just posted my result in the chat. I just got 6 successes.
Okay. So with despite how resistant Yugo knows that wraiths are to this kind of beating, with a mere bludgeon in the span of 2 heartbeats, which you now know exactly how long that is, and it's disgusting.
It's been a bit.
Roland has utterly discorporated this wraith.
Which one is that? Is that Tomas or is that the?
That was
other one?
Tomas.
Yeah.
Okay.
And with that, the other specters also depart.
All of them?
Yes. Claudia, on the other hand, sucks another 4 blood from Katarina.
I really don't want to kill Claudia, but
That's a lot of blood.
it's a lot of blood.
Well, I mean,
That
you
is
don't
a
care
lot of
about
blood.
Katarina. You don't care about Katarina.
Yeah, you
anyway.
don't care about Katarina at all. You made that very clear.
That was kind of half ruse, but also half true.
Well, now you're about to be
Katarina.
called out on your bluff.
For her part, what does she do? Oh, she has considerable dominate. She attempts to dominate Claudia, and like hunched over, blood pouring out of her eyes, dripping down and then floating away, like blood, like dripping down her chin, pouring out of her fingertips and from her ears. Says, Claudia, listen, you don't have to do this. We can talk about this. We can find some other solution. And Claudia says, shut up. Marie, what do you do?
Shit, this is difficult because on one hand, This is difficult because on one hand, Katerina tried to fuck us over. On the other hand, Claudia is a Tremere, and also, oh, thank you, Kat. And also maybe Katerina can be useful. All right, can I just leave Hugo there for a while? He can't move, right? He's pretty motionless.
I mean, he can move.
But can he do anything effective against me?
Mr. Jelly Arms.
All right. Is
Like
that
a reach.
mobilized him enough? Is he immobilized enough?
That's up to you.
I like to think he is.
Okay.
He ain't
So what do you
outrunning any of us.
All right. I get up and I'm like,
What's he gonna run away like this?
yes, he would. But yeah. Once again, I'm getting up, and I'm
sorry.
You know what? I grab Katerina's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
I grab Katerina's shoulders. I'm like, you know what? I think you can. And I look over at Claudia and I go, and I'm gonna use full force of all my special charms.
Mm-hmm.
All right, on her, and I'm gonna go, darling. Wouldn't she be much more useful back at the Regent?
You're talking to. I'm sorry, Claudia.
Claudia, yeah. Sorry.
Claudia, okay.
But I'm holding on to Katerina's shoulders.
Oh, I see. Yes, thank you. That is an interesting suggestion. Roll manipulation plus, I suppose, expression.
All right, I'm going to use my enchanting voice too.
Yep, of course. And that's a -2, correct?
I think it's only a -1, but I might be wrong. No, it is. It is.
Yeah, most of those are -2.
Yeah.
I'll give it to you for difficulty 5 then.
Yay! 5 for 5 then. Yay. 3 successes.
Okay. We will determine what happens there momentarily. Because Claudia is still a little bit ragey. More ragey now. Hugo, what do you do? You're confident that the binding to the book took, and Tomas Wraith would be slumbering within it now.
Mm-hmm. And Roland has my satchel.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to take my bag and go.
I mean,
I didn't bring armed guards.
Roland is just going to hold it up where he can't jump.
Nope.
Do you see how long my arms are, fool?
Yeah, but you can't use them. They're completely useless.
I think Roland still has a good 6 inches on you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, you know what?
6 feet tall.
The best you could do right now is just try to hurl your arms about, and it'd be like slapping with a giant noodle.
So out of respect for the time that everyone has already committed to this, and we are a little bit over, let's try to draw this to a conclusion. Claudia agrees to take Katerina to the Regent.
Mm-hmm.
Katerina is not going to go quietly, though, and someone will have to restrain her.
Roland!
You go.
I have the book, though.
Yeah, can I actually try to dominate Katerina with a follow? Is that something that will work?
You can try.
Okay.
You could also quell the beast.
Do you have that? I didn't think you had that.
Animalism 2, I think.
I've got animalism too.
Oh no. 2 is summon.
Oh, I'm sorry. My mistake.
Yeah, my animalism isn't that high.
Almost.
Wait, I've got my
Hugo's-
hands on. Don't I have my hands on Katarina's shoulders? Couldn't I do
Mhm.
something?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't I just? Yeah. I want to fuse her arms to her torso,
Ugh.
and
Oh,
I'm going to
boy.
fuse her legs together too. I'm going to go up
Great.
and down, which means I'm going to have a few things to explain to my teammates.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
about when
episode.
Jenny's walking over and is like, "What the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And so
but
that-
I'm doing it.
This is the worst night of my life."
Oh, it won't be the worst night of your life.
Worst night of your life so far.
Ugh.
Oh,
About to say,
yeah.
what-
This
That's a
rabbit
mood.
hole keeps going, sweetie.
and can I spend 2 blood points for it?
Yes. Yeah, that is exactly what it would take. But we won't worry about the roll.
Oh,
Hugo, what are your conditions for a resolution here?
I guess, so yeah, he would definitely want to clarify that he did not know that Katarina would be bringing armed guards, and that would make it utterly clear that that was not his idea, and that he merely just wants to take possession of Thomas and to bring others out of control of the Drac. And I don't know, I guess he would be willing to offer up to track down this vampire hunter who came after Genevieve and would be able to disclose where she is. In exchange
One more
for the
thing.
book.
What about the dress?
What dress?
And he would
Oh, right.
he would be willing to perform the ritual to be able to to summon the soul, to be able to talk to the Sabbat victims.
Sure.
What does Hugo plan to do with Thomas?
He's building a collection.
As in, Roland's very interested as to, are you keeping him in eternal suffering or anything like that? Like, what is this whole thing? And he's also checking to see if you're lying to him.
Sure. And Hugo will say, the Giovanni look not only to establish presence in this life, but also in the afterlife, to build an empire and making contact with spirits, with wraiths, with ghosts, allow us information that is always very useful. They are not, they are bound to my service, but in not a way that is, it is a benevolent service.
Hugo would also be able to share that the institutions of slavery and far worse are alive and well in the underworld. Well, alive and well in the underworld.
So with that information, is Hugo actually offering like a better alternative than like just freeing?
What's Claudia's reaction to all of this? Like, because she's right there. She's hearing us.
Yeah, it's true.
She says, you leave the book or you don't leave.
I raise a hand. I'll give you your arms back. And how about we keep the book for now until you give us what we need? Because we can't trust you at this point.
Clearly. Of all the people here who have been honest and forthright, you're the last on the list there.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a little bit harsh.
Yeah, Katarina was much worse.
Yeah, Katarina was worse.
That's true.
I'm also just a fan of Hugo. Okay.
With his noodle arm, Hugo.
I mean, so just
Big
sort of
shrug.
Tallying, Ben Franklin style, the pros and cons of this situation. they are willing to use extensive physical force to keep Hugo cat tax. Show the baby. No, to make sure that Hugo complies with what they want. As much as Hugo is able to provide them with things that they would really like, it's up to them whether or not those terms are acceptable.
He'll accept them.
All right, we got the book for now, and I think I agreed to give him his arms back. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, why don't you guys go take Katerina to the truck and put the whatever we used to get here. I'm gonna need to talk to Hugo for a second.
And gentle viewers, that is going to be our game for the night because, gosh, it's late in certain parts of the U.S. anyway.
Yeah, sorry.
But thank you very much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our little guignol here. I sure as fuck did. We'll follow up offline on our Discord server with that you get access to if you're a patron on Patreon.
Also, we gave one to you guys tonight because we're nice.
Aw, we are nice.
Yeah, we are.
We're not monsters.
Not in real life.
No, but for real, we'll follow up with the information that they're able to gain out of Hugo's return favors offline. And we thank you again for joining us tonight. I've been your GM, Gabe, and you've been fantastic.
Thanks,
Anything
guys.
else? Anyone wants to launch?
Patreon.com/Les Bordeaux Ausang. We also have a YouTube channel where you can watch all our prior episodes plus various scenes that we recorded outside. Check out, if you do make it onto our Patreon Discord, check out Pranny Fuzz's awesome drawing of Hugo. And follow us on Twitter.
That?
It's on the Patreon Discord.
Oh, I gotta check that out. That's awesome.
Okay, and check out check us out on Twitter. It's AU_Bordeaux.
Cool. Thank you so much, lovely people. Mwah. That's you.
Mwah.
Bye.
Ciao.